And then you get this to okay, and now I want you fully. You're going to apply your full attention. You have to stop your job and dedicate a year of your life to save this. Let me think about it. No, Nasa Benishma. Nasa Benishma.
Okay, everyone, Shalom Aleichem.
Your brother was here this morning. I was so surprised.
Oh yeah, he came
So
to the Bible?
surprised to the share.
Oh wow.
So I thought you mentioned choir. Yes. Yeah.
What was the topics?
Benishma. People ask the rabbi different questions during the week, three different questions, and he get the answers but for different sources.
Yes, every week he's doing that, right?
Not into the Rabbi Lerner.
How are you? Good to see you.
He's an old friend. In the skin.
Thank you.
Vitamins, go be out in the sun a little bit. Get 20, 15, 20 minutes, 3 hours.
Thank you so much.
Take your health down. He worked in humanities for a lot of years, preparing the medicine for the sick people, for the holy.
Yeah, the good man.
A good
person.
Man.
Vayoim Achamishim, page Tov Mem Vav. Page Tov Mem Vav. So every year we get stuck in Sif Aleph for a while. I think we should go to Sif Beis, but still say Sif Aleph over the Kitzer. The Torah calls Shavuos, the festival of weeks, because Hashab Shab, because it will count weeks in order to reach the Chag Shavuos. Chachamim call it Atzeres. I think we spoke in the past to give over the Pshat. Rabbi Yitzchak Abaditchev asks, why is Shavuos called Atzeres? Atzeres means
Hold back.
Hold back. Atzar. Atzar, right? How do you say stop in Hebrew?
Atzor.
What does it say in all the signs?
Atzor.
Stop. So, or it says no, la'at, ha'et. No, that's slow.
That's so.
Slow, ha'et.
That's yell.
Huh?
Ha'et is
Ha'et.
yell.
Yellow.
No, yell. No, sign yell.
Yellow.
Why yellow? Yell.
A yield. A yield.
Why yell? Ha'et. Yield. La'at is slow. Atzor is stop.
Ha'et means to yield. Okay. So the Rabbi Yitzchak Abaditchev asks, Rabbi Davis, here with us? So he asks that how come we Chachamim call Shavuos specifically Atzeres? Refraining, holding back from doing Malacha, Atzeres, Atzorim and Malacha, we find by every Yom Tov. Shavuos is Atzeres. Said like this. Chag Shavuos is different from the other Yomim Tovim. All the Yomim Tovim, each one of them have mitzvahs to do. Yeah, right? And the Shoshana, Shofar, and Kippur, we fast. Shavuos, what do we do?
Eating glitches.
Cheesecake. We hear the Seder Tadibas, but we have no mitzvah in our Torah to do. Torah itself does not prescribe
what to do.
Stop. So, instead of the Yitzchak Abaditchev, the only thing that we have to do is Atzeres. We hold back from doing Malacha. So that's what symbolizes Shavuos is, that we don't do Malacha. Now, I want to point out that the Rebbe one time gave a little bit of a deeper background to that. Why indeed is Shavuos just Atzeres? Why are there no special mitzvahs? Seemingly, Matan Torah, Shavuos is seemingly the beginning of everything. The Matan Torah, there should be plenty of mitzvahs on it, more than all the other Yom Tovim.
Because once you're under the oil, Malchus Shemayim, Yom Tova, all Kala Torah Kula, it incorporates all the mitzvahs of Torah. Shavuos represents Sukkot.
Very good.
Everything is in Beklali under the oil of Sukkot.
Baruch Shekivanta. Baruch Shekivanta. So Shavuos is a time that it's about the essential bond between Am Yisrael and Eibishter. when we got the Torah, like you're saying very well, it's not about a specific mitzvah. If there would have been a specific mitzvah, then it would have sort of diluted the essence of the day. The essence of the day is the very foundation about the connection that we have on HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the Torah. If it's going to be expressed in anything specific, it's going to lose that. Shavuos is our connection with Hashem, not about any specifics. Anyway, so the Torah calls it Chag HaShavuos, Chachamim call it Atzeres.
What's harder, to do something or not? Which one? To do. No? Atzeres is harder. It might just say, no, I have a job. Atzeres doesn't even do it. Yeah. Atzeres needs to restrain from doing something. Why you say not to do that, just passing? You could McQueen everything about Shabbos just by sitting there doing 24 hours entire Shabbos. Yes. But when it comes to Atzeres, you're restraining yourself from maybe not doing a lifestyle. That's Atzeres, you're holding back. And also, we have a Yom Tov that has in it the name Atzeres, Shmini Atzeres. So how could Shavuos be called Atzeres and already have Shmini Atzeres?
But that's the Shmini Atzeres. Over here, it's Atzeres itself.
Hakel.
Lamaisa, important point to point out is that Matan Torah and Shavuos don't have to happen on the same day. Yom Matan Torah, the Gemara in Shabbos says that Matan Torah happened on Vav Sivan. Vav Machlokes, right?
Zion.
Rabbi Yossi says Zion. Chachamim say Vav. You see a Talmud Chacham.
Wow, someone who cares about Shem.
So the day is fixed on the calendar. Like we paskin like Chachamim Vav Sivan. It's a fixed day on the calendar. However, the Torah does not tell us that Shavuos is on Vav Sivan. The Torah in Chag HaShavuos is Tisbru Chamishim Yom. The 50th day.
Down from Pesach.
Pesach. The 50th day fluctuates. It depends on the month. If that month, if Iyar and Nisan is a Malay or a Chassid, not dependent on Sivan, right? Only the beginning of Sivan, but we finish off Nisan and Iyar. It depends if they're Malay. If they're both a Malay, they're both 30 days.
Zion.
No.
The day before.
It's going to be a day before. It's going to be Hey Sivan.
Right, correct.
If one is a Malay and one is a Chasser, like we have it set up in our Luach, our calendar, that ER is a Chasser. We just had a Chasser, right? And Sivan is a Malay. Then it's always on Vav. It could be, and when they were Mekadesh up here, it could have been the opposite also. It could be, here could be a Malay, Sivan, Nisan could be a Chasser, it could be either way, depending on the sighting of the moon. And what happens if both were Chaseidim, both months were only 29 days because they spotted the moon already a day earlier?
Zion.
No, you would be missing a day. You'd have to go to Zion. So the 50 days only go to Zion. So that leads the Gemara Rosh Hashanah to say, Atzeres, Pa'amim Behei, Pa'amim Bevav, Pa'amim Bezayin.
Almost like the Mishnah in Megillah. Yulalef, Day, down.
But how we know that Dalet Sivan was very good day for the Jew?
Because it's your birthday.
Right. Right.
Oh,
It's your birthday?
that's tonight.
Right.
Tonight.
You were born on
Dalet Sivan.
Dalet Sivan. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm also born in Sivan.
That's why you came here. Wish me that.
Wow, you guys have the same mazel, the same chodesh.
The bris of Shavuos.
It's good. Thank you.
If to do that.
So, the Maisa Rabbi say, but however, Matan Torah, the Gemara explains that Ish Chodesh Sivan, they came, Vayichan Yisham Yisrael Neged Ahar, and then it was Hayu Nechoinim L'Yom HaShlishi. The Shiloh was the Yom HaShlishi meant on the third day or after the third day. Machlekes
By Yom.
Chachamim and Rabbi Yosi, yeah, Chachamim and Rabbi Yosi, whether it was a full 3 days or it was on the third day. According to Chachamim, it was on the third day, so the Vav. According to Rabbi Yosi, it was on after the 3 days, 3 full days of Achana.
Starts on Dallas, you know.
So Lamaisa, that is totally on the Yemei HaChodesh. It's always set, Vav Sivan, never changes. Shavuos is totally in Sviras Omer. It's totally actually it's not told. It's totally in Pesach. It has no connection to the day of the month. Therefore, conflection. Yes, these days, already the past 2,000 years, our luach is set up that Nisan is always 30 days. Chodesh Mali. Here is always a Chodesh Chas 29 days. Matan Torah always falls out. Same on Shavuos. And that is why, by the way, in Tefillah say Zman Matan Torah same. Because this is the day of the Matan Torah. As well, we read on the first day of Shavuos, we read by Chodesh. Yeah, we like Damas, we read by Chodesh Hashlishi. She talk about a set of certificates because on that day of Sivan was Kabbalah Sataya. So we have to remember that although they are connected to each other, Chag HaShavuos, Matan Torah, but historically speaking, they did not always fall out on the same day. And remember, Shavuos, there was no, Matan Torah, there's only one day, there was no 2 days. So, Bechlal, it could be that whether it was Hay, and the years that Shavuos was Hay or Zayin, the Yom Matan Torah was a Yom Chayil. It was a regular day. It was a Memorial Day, Mount Sinai Memorial Day. But it was not a holy day. It was not Oseh B'Malacha. And historically speaking, so it's a very interesting concept, the whole thing. Not by most of Chabad.
It's not.
The Chabad rabbis would say it.
He would say?
The big, yeah.
I believe it. That's why I was
He would
surprised
say it himself.
when
The big Chassidim, I think they copy.
Shul, they don't say it.
The shuls, they don't do it.
They also don't have this no? Torah? Also not.
Now, Lamaisa, okay. So Siv Beis. Avbi Shabachol Arve Yom Tiv, page Tov Mem Zayin. Noyegim Lahakim Tilos Arve Shiyant, Boidoy Mitam Shinizbar Besimile Yisrael Zayin, and Hilfa Shabbos. Which is not our minig, but the minig in Shulchan Aruch, like we spoke many times, the minig Ashkenaz traditionally was that they would take in Shabbos and Yom Tiv early.
What's the shul thread that you think about it?
Yeah, it's a Makam Ashkenazim.
Also,
And the Sfardim also taking it early? Also.
you have to find a minion that will die. Franco, they take it.
See the Shashul, the Sfardim. Landell doesn't.
Oh, there you go.
Right down and they take it late.
Shibla.
People have taken
Shashul? No, the whole year. Every Erev Shabbos, every Yom Tif, yeah? So what, there's no Chassidus Shashtiv here? Let's see the Shashtiv. Landell. How old? They has two? Interesting.
You're the only one.
Huh?
What is the only minion also?
Mikol Mokim Belel Shvuis Ma'acher Lispalel. La'acher says Hakichovim Shemagdimu B'Yikabok Tushis B'Tfilim B'Yoyim Hareze Kemoi Shechasu Ma'at Imentes Me'esvila Shefnei Chagazel Atoyra Masheba Shabbos Sis Tvimis Tiyana B'Zeh Atanim L'Kadosh Gamkin Kiddush Hayim B'Yoyim Apkedim Tfilos Ardes. Because the Torah said you should have complete 49 days, taking in Yom Tov early as if you're stopping the 49. It's not 49 complete days. So to also Kiddush. Apidin, you can make Kiddush before davening, like Pardes map of Makadish. B'chlal, even if you're not in the middle of a Suda, you can make Kiddush and have it daven afterwards. It's not the regular Seder, but Apidin, you could do it. So the Maisa, when you make, also shouldn't make Kiddush earlier than Maida because you're taking in Yom Tov early.
I think somebody told me that and used to be where they speak about Shabbos. Then they went home and killed the tree back to not bad enough. I guess not some
When? For Shavuos?
or no, the plow, regular shot.
I don't know what they gain. What do they gain with that? I don't know.
Shown by shown by
But so why don't they just say the Kabbalah Shabbos later also? So what do they gain by doing the Kabbalah Shabbos earlier?
shown by.
Okay, Talmud probably. And then have another son and say Kabbalah Shabbos afterwards. Okay. The only thing I tell you about this Seder is it's a strange Seder to do. Set up a Chatchila was that we daven and then you go to Suda. I have a Suda before. You have to be concerned with some things. For example, Kriya Shema. Kriya Shema, you
What we done with the minion?
right, okay, if you daven with Dominion. I'll tell you what the main thing. The reason why we daven Ma'ariv later is Al Pi Kabbalah. The Arizal did it. I don't know the reason, the side about it, but it says that it's more in Paiskin that the Arizal would start Kabbalah Shabbos like Shkia time. When the sun would set, it says that the Arizal. I don't really know of any real. The Magen Avraham writes that I think it's in this simon that he refers to B'rei Samazayin. Magen Avraham writes Isa b'Ksavim in the writings. Ksavim is the code for the writings of the Arizal. Isa b'Ksavim, they're written by his Talmidim. The Arizal didn't write anything. They're written by his Talmidim. Isa b'Ksavim that the Arizal would daven Balayla. Lamaisa Chassidim are all like that way. I don't know where the only mucker I found in Arizal's Ksavim was that Arizal said that he would go up like in a mountain or somewhere and he was in the Kabul Shabbos Shkia time, which Kabul Shabbos Shkia, you would assume, I guess, that might have was say. He obviously didn't do it early like the whole belt, that's for sure.
You live in Europe, that was at 12 o'clock at night. Surely, 8:30 is just for early.
I don't know. There maybe there's some other mucker as to what the svara is behind it, Apikabal and everything.
They invited some Javaya was the Fundardi was written by his Talmud with Shama Octaves. So you see that if you quote the Fundardi, down later, you had something, a buffering before Myri. You had a,
By the way, there's no issue with davening for the Zman. It's only Maid of Baruch Hu.
right.
So I can't see that Rizal did do L'chon Ramana before. He did do it from Shkia on, he started. Yeah, so Lamaisa we learn in between Minchamayda, but if someone wants to start early, a shul or individual wants to start early, there's no problem. You could start Baruch Hu, you could say Baruch Hu as soon as it hits the Zman. Same thing applies to Shavuos as well. Some people think you go to these shuls and they're so makbid, they go later than the usual Zman. We always daven the Zman says Kichavim. We don't need to wait any more time. The shuls, they're waiting. Noch Zeit, noch Zeit. What's noch Zeit? You always daven says Kichavim. You don't have to go to Rabbeinu Tam Zman now. There's no reason to wait any later than what we do every single Shabbos. If you're in a shtipa, like you're saying, most shuls here daven early. Yeah, okay. The minig is that's a minig Ashkenaz that you wait and Shavuos the later. But in our shuls, there's no reason to wait later. It's late enough.
Left between 6 and 7.
But that's when you make Shabbos early.
Right.
Now it's going to be after 8.
Right.
Many have the custom to be up during the night to learn Torah. He should not. Yishamish mitasei. The ikra eisikia b'Torah shalal peh. In the morning, because you're up all night, al atalas cotton, shahaya lavush boy, b'yoyim, b'layla. Don't make a bracha on that talas cotton.
Don't.
Yivarachu b'chsatoyda b'boiker, we'll explain the Simim Zayin, Siv Dalin. We have a minig l'maisa, by Chassidim, the minig is that we do tikkun, we read tikkun.
Everybody do tikkun Shavuos.
No.
Starting to.
No.
Vardim and Chassidim do.
Some people are learning the book.
Ashkenazim don't say tikkun. Do the Yekka say tikkun? No, probably not. Huh?
Maybe going to sit.
Litvisha, Ashken learn. They learn Gemara. They learn things. I don't know about the Yekkas, but Litvisha up all night. They're learning. They learn Gemara. The yeshivas are open, and they're learning the Beis Midrash, and they're learning the whole night. And they're like, oh, the Chassidim, they're saying tikkun. They're saying these little. But this is Alpi, the Mekubalim, that we do this, that we should say parts of the entire Torah. And it was famous that they say that the Kotzker came out from his room, because he had many years he was in his room. He wasn't coming out to the call. And he came out and he went around and he said, Taba Davai, Taba Davai. So what does that? Taba Davai means like, this is just samples. Where are the goods? So his son-in-law explained that he meant to say that, when there was a guy he one time saw, he wanted to do business. So he saw a guy coming into a store selling fabric. He came with attaché case. He opens it up and he shows fabrics.
Watches.
And he sells them gives him money and he gives him a piece of fabric. So he was so excited. He said, I'll do the same deal. He gets so much money just for a piece of fabric. So he also did it. And then he said, "Where Tabadavai? This is just the samples. Where are the goods? This is just you're saying the tikkun, but you need the goods."
Rabbi, one time we said tikkun in Bet Torah when I used to live there. And Rabbi Abadi, you know him?
Yeah, it's famous. Yeah.
Very famous. He's the rabbi in Israel for Shalem.
Well,
So we were reading 2, 3 o'clock in the morning Tanakh, so everybody read part. His part was Atov Shebarofim Lageina. And he's a doctor, he's a Roman doctor. So everybody look at him. Dafka, you reading it? So he explained to us, he said, the doctor saved someone. For a second, he think I did it, not Hashem. That's why I touched him because usually at Tfilah La'ofeh, for Moshe. But when you save someone, you save somebody's life, say, oh, I did it. It's
Chabad is also a minhag that we go to the mikveh in the morning before Aleis Hashach, before dawn. And 8 is much later.
Do that before Aleis.
Before Aleis, yeah.
And they don't go down.
Some do. Some go later. They make it to the mikveh. I don't know about other chassidim, but
I don't think so. They're good.
There's no.
And Alois Hashach, it says that the Fidikim writes in Sichos that you should have in mind, you're makab on yourself.
Said,
You Kesser Torah. There is some kavanas for the mikveh. I think at the ending of the tikkun it says some kavanas. I think it says four times for Shem Alayas and kavanas the thing. Okay, Siv Dalet. V'yem Aleph shel Shavuos. I don't know if over here they open the mikvahs here at night.
Yeah.
They do?
And you guys go?
Yeah, no problem.
What, only Chabad is going or others are going?
No problem. Stop time down tonight.
Huh?
Problem time.
High balloons go?
No,
I never go. Well, they're Yom Kippur. Huh? Yeah?
Frankel Shul opens
What
up.
introduced?
I think the Frankel Shul opens up the mikveh.
Frankel Shul's open?
I think so.
Ah.
Say,
Siv Dala, B'yem Aleph shel Shavuos, Acher Gemar Halal, after we finish Halal Mitzim Beis Sefer Torah, the Kodim the Sefer Torah, Aleph, Chamisha Gavri, 5 people, Vashis Yisroi, Vachodesh Rishi Yitzeis, Ad Soif HaSedre, Shehu in Yoni Shel Yoim, Shaboi Nitna HaTorah. V'hamaf the Kodim the Sefer Torah Beis, V'pashis Pinchas Yom Kippurim, V'mafter Ben Navi, or the cover the Cheskel Shem Shenigla Kadosh Baruch Hu b'Sinai Meribei Ribbeis Alfei Shnon. So, just like the Parsha is talking about a revelation, not in Torah, we read about the Haftarah, which talks about the Makavi Cheskel. Noigim l'sayim a posik b'tiseini ruach. Af sheni pasuk klal eitzim hakava. It's not written b'chlal by the story of the Merkava. Noigim mitzvah kemish a gadol b'chacham. Toida zeis haftarah. We give this haftarah ma'asim hakava to a chashiv, a person, a chacham, the smach l'davar. The Mishnah says in Chagiga, "V'loi b'ma'asim hakava elam kene chacham mevi medaitoi." You don't teach Ma'aser Merkava to someone the secrets of Ma'aser Merkava unless he was a Chacham and understands on his own. So too when it comes to reading the Haftarah of the Ma'aser Merkava, we give it to a Chacham.
It's nice if the rabbi, whoever get Ma'aser Merkava, after the Haftarah for 2 minutes, you give Hesper, what's Ma'aser Merkava? That would be nice. Would ask about the Ma'aser, maybe you would.
Okay, try.
But I'm not here.
Uh,
But there the rabbi speak.
mhm.
Yeah. Rabbi Love, chief of the one, so Rabbi's son, when he was his own name, so he took the kids to the level. And they told him, I can see a future that's going to be chief rabbi, not from this Tel Aviv, or not the son. You know, don't even think about it. Person, when you're all young, you'll see what's going on. You finish the dinner to come outside. Now the other is what's his wife in the coma. He talked about it. I have no idea. He said, you're going home at 2 o'clock in the morning. Can't just take a back seats. I will be anxious. Come with me, I'll go on the drive will drop me home, but then I'll take it back.
Merkava.
Stand by the car.
Merkava meaning the car.
You think, what everyone's messing with it. Manya Schmidt and it's a no, like how did it feel it to me? Like, no. You know, why is my car called a car?
Chariot, like the chariot.
I said, well, go.
Like the chariot. Man.
I remember when he was angry with the flag. Yeah.
Siva v'yishnegin lo'omer mu'umad.
Do you know what happened was?
V'loi hamaftir balvad shutzarech lamel chatchil b'chol haftarah v'kavod hatzibur. Every haftarah, the maftir should stand for kavod of the tzibur. Ala'af kol mi shekoyda yisudalach Hashem hamaftir kaydem umad play kvoida. Everyone is reading the haftarah silently along with the maftir. If you many have the minig to read along with the maftir.
In my name.
Yeah, and definitely, if the person's reading it low and you're not able to hear or is not reading it properly, you definitely should read it.
Because you stand up.
So it says here that the minig is to stand. Balamaisa, that's not the minig. I don't see anyone standing by this haftarah.
So they're only about Kohen?
Yesh noyagin state. Not everyone's noyag. Yesh noyagin. Yesh noyagin. I don't recall people standing for this haftarah.
We don't know much of that nonsense.
Huh?
We just don't know.
But they know the minig. They don't know the Shulchan Aruch, but they know what their fathers did.
It's so tired.
Man.
It's a book every Shabbos. It's just the next one I've been minute too. Listen to that there. Or fishing. Every Shabbos. Very still get a bunch and leave up there. So, then it gets out. You can't even hold the paper to leave with the red, you know.
But Chassidim are by the Rebbe, they don't read. When they're not by the Rebbe, they read. When they're by the Rebbe, they listen to the Rebbe's Haftarah. But when they're not by the Rebbe, they read the Haftarah.
Well, you got it. Very nice story. You got the Rebbe Rebbe Shabbos. Really?
Chabad, the Chabad Rebbe made Maftir into Choshev Ali. In the world, Maftir is not the Choshev. The cotton is Maftir.
Well, you only get sometimes after here. It's the Chashuv.
Chabad Shuls, Maftir is a Choshev Ali.
Forget about it.
The cotton.
It's
By Lubavitch, they made it into Choshev Ali because the Mittel Rebbe, the son of the Alter Rebbe, he was very embarrassed in the Torah. So he didn't want, he was embarrassed of the Torah. To approach the Torah, he didn't want an Aliyah, a regular Aliyah. Maftir is only a Maftir. When he was a Rebbe, he was an Onav. So he was an Onav. He didn't want to have. So from then on became the meaning of Chabad, and not Maftir.
like Mark, you can be given to undervalid son.
So the Chabad, they don't know about Shlishi, Shishi. They're not really aware of this. What goes on in the Welt? The different the Chashav Aliyahs.
I don't know, I'll have to give it to a cousin. After can you give it to a cousin? But the Baba went ahead and made it into the most classical in the Maftir, if someone has a yard site or the year of the Shana lost a parent, I mean, Maftir to always get Maftir. Maftir is the years of Shana, if the Maftir, so they always try to get.
Yeah, that we sign in the Chabad.
When my parents were nifter, I went to a place in the Hamptons. I think I was in Leipzig or something. Baumgarten. I was there in the Hamptons, and I had not yard side. It was the year of my parents passing, so I wanted to get them up. The problem was there was a big donor there that was there that Shabbos. His name was George. Oh, I was trying everything to get Levi to give me the hot away. George Rohr. That was the project. Exactly. So I didn't.
Which meaning is
And I want you to go the whole year. That was the only time with Shabbos Nachman that I didn't get the hot that year. Never to the George.
Good
I put
story.
up $100,000 just to live. The parents will forgive you. If you want, make a statue.
Rabbi say, let's take a look. Let's skip around a little bit. Let's take a look at Sifyud Gimel. Noyakin Likrois Megillas Rus Shavuos Yuzmam and Torah K'dei Lilmei Shalinit the Torah Yisurin Va'oini V'Moshe Hoyel Rus Shinis Gairo. They mevarich in kol makiyas megillah, so we don't make a brach on it. However, again, in the Chabad, it's not the minhag to read the Megillah the tzibur. It's part of the tikkun. They read by the Rus, the entire Megillah's Rus by night, but not
Tzibur they don't.
tzibur. They don't.
It's my daughter and my Shira Shira and Kohelas.
Right, correct.
Those three they don't read the tzibur.
No,
My daughter and my son-in-law just have to have one to put them all the given. Put and Yisha, the given. So that's picture. Put and Yisha.
so but it's in the Arab control, right?
It's next to Ma'ata Machpelah. That's all.
Right, right.
I don't know. I didn't go. But
This
Then
is
over
a cave right nearby, Manas Machpelah, very close, like Mamashur.
there's a Ramban. Ramban.
Ban?
Yeah.
Huh? Odu.
The Ramban.
Outside the Manas
He
Machpelah.
said there, I came to Hebron and I want to bury in Hebron.
No,
A lot of people say that he can on the side before you go out.
There's an area that the Arabs have that only they only open it when like Sukkot and Pesach time. And that's inside, but outside, like outside somewhere
It's not
nearby.
Ramban is open it's 24 hours.
I remember going
It's in the
outside of the Maras, the building, the Maras of Pela, somewhere very right nearby. There's an area that the
That's in-
small place.
That's in the Heva Yudi.
Right.
They have Jewish quarter.
לא יגיעו לשטויח הסובים בית הכנסת ובבתים. The Shavuos people are minute to spread around grass in the shuls and the houses. The Shavuos zeichel simchas matan Torah. The Abba Yontav atzmei mutal shoytchan afila in a royal meichel ve'im bahem isa muksa. Ki v'shachoshav alei merev Yontav shoytchan Yontav. If you're ready, it's cut. And you designated it to spread around the shul, so it's okay. It's not muksa. It's like the flowers on the table. They're not muksa. You can move them around.
Go to this far, you should see how much green. That's all show. Beautiful.
Komaki Michal Shavuos Achar Shabbos. Lo Yishtefein b'Shabbos. Af shemutal taltal on Mekomak Shoyt from Shabbos Tzorich Yontiv. The Kemay Meichin the Shabbos of Yontiv. Also Lachon Klum. B'Shabbos the Yontiv. Apil da b'Shem Shum Tzrach Malacha. Sometimes Shavuos falls out 3 days, Shabbos, and on 2 days Shavuos. It's such a kriyas, so you don't get ready the grass on things from Shabbos to Yom Tov, not because of Issa Muksa, because of Issa Hafana. It appear. Even if there's nothing, no malach involved, you're not allowed to prepare for one day from Shabbos to Yom Tif, or from Yom Tif to Yom Tif. For example, the Gabbai is not allowed to mish the Sefer Torah to prepare for the next day's Kriya. Right? Parents have to know the next day. And the wine, to prepare the wine, to take out the wine from the cellar, it says in the Shulchan Aruch. To bring wine from one day to get ready for the next day.
No.
Not allowed. Hafana. To prepare for one day for the next day.
By the wine, that's true about the preparation, but by the Kriya, could have many desert Jerusalem to learn that piece of Torah. And
Maybe if you read it
in advance,
if you do your chitas in there,
Torah is Torah, so you do it.
Noyekin lahamit ilonis bebeis hakneses v'abatim kedei lahaskish vatzeres lidoinin eres ilon v'yispalo aleihem. Should for the ilonis. Noyekin b'chol makemis lechem achol ichavim b'yim aleph shel Shavuos aminig aviseinu toirehi. Interesting. By all the other minhagim over here, we didn't find such a statement. Minig aviseinu toirehi. There's a lot of minhagim we spoke about in the simon. It's minig aviseinu toirehi.
Wouldn't it be O'Malley?
Yeah. In many places only. Some places I could do 2 days. You do 2 days? It's fine in 2 days?
They're fun for the kids.
Yeah.
Just
So why not do 2? Many reasons were given for it. The Alter Rebbe does not bother to say the reasons. They say a drush on it. For many tastes were said over it. Time and maloshin tastes. We can't forget there's a chiv to eat mitzvah. It's a mitzvah to eat basar on Yom Tif. What should you do? It's all these are shaloi yavoyu l'dei isav azachol v'yas v'kasav v'deya peiches v'rites to discuss the dinim. So I want to discuss a little bit the dinim. It's important. The meals people have milchiks and then fleishig meal.
very problematic.
By the way, I know I don't want to destroy the Simchas Yom Tov, but the real way it's supposed to be is the alabastas have a big thing. The milchiks. So some of them forget entirely about the fleishigs, or the fleishigs that's a salami sandwich. The real way it's supposed to be is faket. They still have the fleishig yisuda. We also have milchiks before, like a kiddush, and milchiks before. That people make kiddush and you have mezainis, milchig and mezainis, and then you wash and you have the fleishig yisuda. L'maisa, the minig is we have a minig to wait an hour after milk between milchigs and fleishig. Minadin, you're allowed to go straight to milk and fleishig. You wash your mouth out. You're allowed to go and you bench. Wash your mouth out and you bench. And go straight. Some are noyik a half hour.
20 minutes.
This cheshbon 20 minutes. This cheshbon
German. No, Germans hold 3 hours to go from fleishigs to milchigs. How about now? I mean, sure.
half hour.
It's a half hour.
I think a lot of develops a half hour. Lamaisa, this half hour, 20 minutes, hour, whatever the cheshbon that people have them in hugging, it doesn't have to be after you bench for the milchigs and the fleishigs, in between the benching of the two. It's in between the last bite. Your last bite of cheesecake and your first bite of meat at the time. So in Inyan, you can have the meals back to back. You finished your milchig kiddush. As soon as you finished, you bench. You wash. You have a mitzi. You sit down. You have your fish course, your salads, your fish course. You sing your nagunim d'betoida. As long as by the time you have your first bite of meat, it's the time lapse from when you took your last, not from the benching of the milk. So the time you had the last bite, and then a lot. So the chura, if you clean up the milchigs, you set up the fleishigs, you have the whole thing.
You have to clean
It shaykhs to, you can't have on the same
You
thing.
have to use a mop like some sort of mat to differentiate between the milchigs and the fleishigs.
So Lamaisa, most people don't realize this, and therefore it's not. You don't have to wait so long. It goes very quick if you do it to this type of.
We have to eat almost like Shabbat. You can eat milchik, fleshik, 14, 15. Where's all
Various reasons. Some say the reason is it brought in the Ramah is because it's can zecher to the carbon the shtei halechem. Were brought on Shavuos the shtei halechem. So when you eat milchiks and flesh, you're not allowed to have the same bread for the milchik meal and the flesh meal. You can't use that same bread because of milchiks and fleshings. So you're forced to have two separate chalas. Zecher to the shtei halechem. Shelech. Others say because chalav, dvash, tachas, l'shenich, the chalav, Torah is compared to chalav. Others say, api Kabbalah, chalav is the inyan of chesed, basa is the inyan of gvura. That's why we don't mix. The Zohar says you don't mix the two because it's gvura and chesed.
It doesn't go together.
So Torah is the inyan of chesed, Torah is chesed. But the famous answer the Mishabrura brings in the name of someone, a certain sefer, that they didn't have time to prepare it because they all their kaluk fleishigs needs time to prepare. They learned the halachos of shchita, so it takes time to prepare fleishigs. So they were able to have milchigs, but they had to wait till they can get ready for fleishigs. So therefore we have milchigs.
Exception. Cheesecake. Dealing with any hard cheese. Then all that sounds in the half hour, the hour, washing them up.
So be careful, Taka. So right, we're dealing with cheese which is aged 6-month cheese. You provided the OU has a very good list.
Parmesan cheese.
A list of the Parmesan cheese, all the various cheeses, exactly how long they're aged. You can see everyone how many months with a very good list. You can just Google it, the OU cheese list. And so just to be careful if you're having certain more exotic milchigs. If the hard cheese does not mean the cheddar cheese and these blocks of cheese they're selling. They're really hard. They're like rock hard. If you will know what this cheese is, Parmesan, and how it's sold, when it's not shredded, it's like hard like a brick. The aged cheese. You go into the specialty store, the grocery stores that carry a little more specialty items, and you'll be able to get the blocks of this in their fridge section like that. I've seen it. It's mamish like a brick. It's so hard. People think Vina Kasha means the American cheeses that we have and these other Munster cheeses. It's not hard cheese. Yeah, it's not cottage cheese and cream cheese. It's not the hard cheese. There are certain people that are machmer that I remember I was learning in Yeshiva Montreal. I think Rabbi Hendel of Shalom, he held that all the hard American cheeses you have to wait 6 hours, so the yeshiva would never serve fleishigs by a day that there was milchigs by lunch. But I don't know if anyone else was like this way. Only Montrealers that were nemen to Behendel. And they went again. And I went once to the store, especially to see how it looks, and I saw, Givina Kasha. We talk about it later tomorrow. You go into like Benzi, something like that in Crown Heights, and I'm sure you have a store here, a specialty store. Very few places carry it. It's not an item that goes. It's more like restaurants.
Expensive, yeah.
No, now they sell you you buy in containers shredded Parmesan cheese, all shredded already. But you want to eat the actual ones? They're not soft. They're really brick hard. That's the real Gvina Kasha. They're aged for a very long time.
I spent the Shavuos, Shavuos and what's in the soil. When you go to the way, we'll make the furniture. We exactly can. The place where they make the furniture, but I mean, the boots. So, spend the Shavuos. I couldn't believe how much yogurt and cheese there is for one. So, like a big one. 15 cheese, different places in the world. Yogurt,
Wow.
Even if I went to the tasting mart, I was getting full.
Wow.
So when everybody was full, you can't eat meat anymore, So they took us a tour for the whole woods. Spend time there. Couple hours later.
Now you're hungry again.
Couple hours later, I came with this mark. No, but I couldn't believe that we could make our food around just for the building. was so nice. Every time I make a breakfast, straws. So this is like
But that's a regular one. This is like Leilo, Leilo. The Ikid Rabbi say with all the various manhagim, we should remember Matan Torah as man of Kabbalah Torah. We should take upon ourselves the Torah again for the year. Strengthen our Yisitim and our general, our essential connection to the Torah. Thank you everyone for joining on Zoom. And a good Yom Tif to everyone.
Koyach, thank you. Koyach, good Yom Tif.
Good Yom Tif, good Yom Tif. Well, it's a Torah, b'simcha, b'pnimis. Very interesting. The Frierdiker Rebbe,